Hi there, let's talk about MVP. MVP is a minimum viable product. It does not mean that it is a bare bone product without any valuable features, but rather it is a product with minimal number of most valuable features in it, which gives most value to its user, and it's built with minimal cost in terms of time. When we are thinking about an MVP, we are not thinking about sacrificing quality. We are just being picky in terms of what we are bringing into the product as a feature. We will pick the features that's most valuable, that brings in unique value and most value to its users. We can reduce the numbers of the features that we're bringing in, but most important thing to focus is on that we need to prioritize in terms of what would be going into the very first version of our product that's going to have maximum impact, while reducing the cost in terms of time. So we have less time to market, and we have early adopters. We will have people who can test it out in anger, and we will have good feedback, and we will build a backlog on the basis of that. So that MVP will lay the foundations of our future product. When developing the MVP, we need to be smart about the tech stack. You might consider using third-party platforms, such as for sending emails maybe. The example is using AWS SES, maybe SendGrid or Twilio or similar service that you prefer. That will reduce your time in terms of investing in DevOps and spinning up your servers for email handling, especially transactional emails. Then we can also consider using third-party platforms such as Stripe for payment handling. So that will also save your cost. So you can think in the similar terms, what else can be used, what other platforms can be used to support your features that you're bringing in your MVP. We could use open source libraries while considering, keep in mind the quality in terms of security, privacy of those libraries that you're bringing in. So when taking the approach of MVP for your product, so there are a few risks involved in there. For example, bringing in features that provide too little value, bringing in too little number of features to get the MVP launched means that will not give enough traction for your product. So you need to bring in just enough features in with lots of good value. So there's a kind of a balance that you need to create. The second thing to consider is that the third-party platforms that you're using, they should be reliable. You need to check at their quality, their location, how they're handling their data, and how secure they are. Thirdly, the open source libraries, you need to be cautious about, again, their security. You need to consider their quality and reliability. So when you are developing your MVP, you need to think about the post-launch MVP stage, where you will need to probably do lots of refactoring and redevelopment. So you need to take into consideration that how could you reduce that cost. You need to consider the scalability of your product post-MVP. So you need to use a software architecture that can support that. To mitigate the risks of providing too little value, going into the too much cost of refactoring, scalability issues when you're going post MVP, the thing that you can do is extensive planning, really, from the start of your product development, from the start of the MVP development. So you know the whole journey, how you're going to take your product from MVP into the next version. Okay, developing the MVP first for your product have lots of advantages in it, such as you will not go into the long cycle of development before your product sees the market. You can compete against your competitors. You can bring your idea to life really quickly and validate it, especially with the real end users.